What is up, YouTube? Dottz Gaming here, and today I'm going to be updating my Mundus Stone guide. I will be covering what Mundus Stones are really fast for new players who do not know, what buffs that the different Mundus Stones give now that they have been updated for the Horns of the Reach patch, and which one you should now be choosing for your build. There is much more variety this patch than there was previously. So, to start off with the basics, Mundus Stones are simply denoted by this symbol on the map, and these stones will just grant you a permanent buff when you walk up to them and use them. For those of you who played Skyrim, this is basically just like a standing stone, but the ESO version. There are 13 total different Mundus Stone buffs in the game, but you can only have one Mundus Stone buff at a time. Like I said, going to a Mundus Stone and using it will grant you that permanent buff, but if you go to a different stone, that new stone's buff will replace the old one. The only way to have more than one Mundus buff at a time is by wearing at least 5 pieces of the Twiceborn Star set, which will allow you to have 2 Mundus Stone buffs at the same time. But now that we've covered the basics, let's move into the different Mundus Stones that you can get, with the first one being the Lady, which increases your physical and spell resistance. Now this can be found in either Auradon, Glenumbra, or Stonefalls. The next one we have is the Lover, which now increases your spell penetration. This could also be found in Auradon, Glenumbra, or Stonefalls. The next one we have is the Lord, which will increase your max health, found in Grotwood, Stormhaven, or Deshaun. The Mage increases your max Magicka, which can also be found in Grotwood, Stormhaven, or Deshaun. We also have the Tower, which increases your max Stamina, which can also be found in Grotwood, Stormhaven, or Deshaun. We have the Atronach, which increases your Magicka recovery, which could be found in Greenshade, Rivenspire, or Shadowfen. We have the Serpent, which increases your stamina recovery, which can also be found in Greenshade, Rivenspire, or Shadowfen. We have the Shadow, which increases your critical strike damage, can be found also in Greenshade, Rivenspire, or Shadowfen. The next one is the Ritual, which increases your healing effectiveness, and this can be found in either Malabal Tor, the Alkir Desert, or Eastmarch. We also have the Thief, which increases your crit chance, also Malabal Tor, Alkir Desert, or Eastmarch. And then we have the Warrior, which increases your weapon damage, can also be found in Malabal Tor, Alkir Desert, or Eastmarch. The second to last one is the Apprentice, which will increase your spell damage, and this can be found in Reaper's March, Bang Korai, or the Rift. And then the final Mundus Stone is the Steed, which will increase your run speed and health recovery, and this can be found in either Reaper's March, Bang Korai, or the Rift. Now that you know what all the Mundus Stones are, let's move into talking about which ones are actually worth using. So as you can see on the screen, these are the ones you're going to want to select for each role, as the Mundus Stone you're going to be choosing matters based on your role and not on your class. So I'm going to talk about it from a PvE perspective for every role and then go to a PvP perspective for every role. So for stamina, I believe this is the order they rank in for PvE, and Warrior is number 1, Lover is number 2, Thief is number 3, and Tower is number 4. Now, I believe that the Thief will overtake the Lover if you are already at penetration cap. Obviously, then at that point, Lover becomes useless, and Thief would be at the number 2 spot, but I believe Warrior is still going to be the best in most situations. Now, in terms of PvP, you pretty much need to choose your Mundus here based on what you need. If you really feel like you need more penetration, go Lover. If you feel like your crit chance is too low, go Thief. If you feel like you need some more resources, go Tower. If you need more recovery, go Serpent. If you just want to get the most damage per second out of your character, either the rest of your stat sheet is fine, or you just want to optimize your damage, then Warrior is going to be the way to go. So for PvP, it's kind of more based on what you need, but I would still pull from this list of 5. Shadow is no longer worth using. I believe Warrior crits now actually hit harder than Shadow crits, which is a little ridiculous in my eyes, but Shadow is no longer even on our selection. You're going to want to choose from these 5. And the same logic applies to Magicka DPS, except for obviously we have the Apprentice instead of the Warrior, and the Atronach instead of the Serpent. So it's the exact same logic. If you're at penetration cap for PvE, you're not going to want to use the Lover at all. No matter what, Apprentice is going to be number 1 for PvE. Like I said, Lover is in the number 2 spot if you're not at pen cap. If you are, then Thief's going to be in the number 2 spot. Thief is going to be number 3, and Mage is going to be number 4. For PvP, again, you're going to want to choose based on what you need. Whether or not it be the Apprentice because you want the most damage possible, you want the Mage for some more resources and some more spell damage. It really depends on what your needs are. For tank now this patch, we have the Lord, I believe is the best Mundus stone that you can choose from, with the Atronach being number 2. If you feel like you get enough health from your gear though and you need some more recovery, Atronach's going to be the way to go. But in a lot of PvP build, in a lot of tanking builds that I've been seeing lately, the Lord is the recommended stone. So I would highly recommend the Lord as your number 1, but if you feel like you have enough health from your gear already and really need that extra magic or recovery, Atronach's going to be what you want to grab. Now for healer, you have one of 3 choices: Atronach, Ritual, or Thief. Atronach is going to be the most common choice because healers generally want to run high recovery. So the Atronach is obviously going to feed into that, especially because it was buffed going into Horns of the Reach. Ritual can be chosen if you want some extra healing effectiveness, but I think nowadays with how much extra Atronach got buffed, I think it just beats it out now. And then if you really feel like you want some bigger heals and your recovery is fine, you could also try running Thief, but I think would recommend Atronach for a healer, but those other 2 are selections that you can make. But that is it for me today, guys. Those are my recommendations, as well as what the Mundus stones are and some basics behind them. If you, of course, liked this video and found it helpful, I would appreciate if you left a like on the video. It really helps me out. And, of course, guys, for more content like this and to know when I go live here on YouTube, please hit that sub button, as well as hit the little bell to always be notified and up to date for when I'm posting a video or streaming. But I have not done this in a while, and I really need to. I want to, of course, thank my patrons. You patrons are the people that go above and beyond, donate a little bit monetarily to me to help me with the channel and buying stuff for the channel and buying things that I need to help me do as much as I do for Dottz Gaming. And a big thanks is going to go to Sika, Dale, Deho, Dragonslayer83, Kasperon, Katara, Kevin G, Lord Darkness, Kidawinks, Coolvin, Raccoon Kitty, and of course Sandros54. So I just want to extend a big thank you to those guys for all of their support. So once again, guys, I'm Dottz Gaming. Thanks for watching this video, and I will see you all next time.